Richies, it's Rich Girl. Today, we're going to discuss the hot topic, establishing credit. Let's go. So, you're trying to establish credit. You have nothing on your credit report right now. Your score is at a whopping 0. I'm going to give you 2 tips to get your credit established. So first, you can establish your credit with a store card. Most stores, I want to say my first credit card was at New York & Company. New York & Company, Victoria's Secret, Lowe's, all of those places normally will give you a credit card. Something with a lower limit, but for the most part, they give out credit cards. So like I said, that was my first credit card that got me established, but that is probably one of the easiest cards to obtain is a store card. The only thing that you have to watch out for with the store cards is that you don't want to spend all the way up to your limit, because it's very easy to. As I told you, my first credit card was New York & Company. The next one was Victoria's Secret, and baby, I stayed in there. So you want to make sure that you're watching your spending limits on your credit cards. And side note, credit cards, normally you don't want to spend over 30% of your credit limit on their card. So you would have to do the math on that one. So if you have a $500 limit, you don't want to spend more than 30% of that available limit that you have. Reason being, the more you go over 30%, your score starts to decrease or it stays stagnant. And the objective is to get your score high, to get it to a higher range. So you want to make sure that you're watching your spending if you do decide to open up a store card to get your credit score and get your credit report started. So, second way to establish credit is to open up a secured card or a secured loan. Now, when I say secured, meaning you take cash as your collateral and it's held in a savings account, and that's used to determine your credit card limit or your loan limit. So let me give you an example. At my financial institution, we have something called a secured credit card. It starts at $250, I believe. So what the members at my financial institutions do, they take $250 in cash and they put that in a savings account, and that is what we use to establish their credit card, their secured credit card. So they have that $250 to use up to on their credit card. Say you want to do a secured loan. You would take $500 cash, put it in a savings account, and that cash is held against that loan. So what we do is put that $500 in a savings account. We give you a $500 loan. So you have $500, but you have $500 held, and that establishes that loan for you. So with those 2 secured products, having those for at least a year and repaying back every 30 days on time will establish you with repayment history on either a credit card or a loan. So that way, after that year's time, you can apply for an unsecured credit card or an unsecured loan if that is something that you want to do after that year's time. But that is a good way to go ahead and establish yourself by yourself, because a lot of us aren't as fortunate. I know I wasn't fortunate enough to have a co-signer to establish credit with me. I had to do that alone, and a lot of us have to do it alone. So if you're trying to establish yourself by yourself, the first tip that I gave you, a store card or a secured product, credit card or loan, is something that you can establish yourself with. The only thing I will caution you with is with secured cards and secured loans, you normally can obtain those no matter what your credit history reflects. So a lot of people say, oh, I already have bad credit, or I have some derogatory things that don't look good on my credit report. Most of the time, secured cards and secured loans you can obtain with even bad history on there. So those are things that can help you to get re-established or established as we've been discussing. So with those 2 tips, take those and make sure that if that's something that you decide to do, you research the financial institution or the finance company that you're going to see what your criteria is that you would have to do to obtain a secured card, a secured loan, or or if you decide to go to a store, see what criteria you need for that store. But for the most part, in my experience, that is the easiest way to get yourself established. Make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. If you have any questions, I'll answer those for you. Until next time,